Welcome to the Nagual Zone. I am Anaam, and today we are learning how to hunt self-importance. Now notice I didn't say how to hunt your self-importance or how to hunt everyone else's self-importance apart from yourself. Because that's a very easy task, I can assure you. Hunting everyone else's self-importance is very, very easy. And the very fact that you may find yourself busy hunting everyone else's self-importance is self-importance, right? So physician, heal thyself. And I have a firm conviction that this topic, not everyone has the courage to even talk about it, let alone do a video and put it up on YouTube. But what you hear today will aid you and make you it'll make you a really good, efficient hunter of your own self-importance, and you will see it operational in others. I'll give you three parts to hunt. Any of these three or a combination of these three will be present. If you are to hunt self-importance, you will see these three or a combination of these three or one of these three. And if one of these three or a combination of these three parts is present, you can rest assured, take it, just assume, you can have a blind assumption that self-importance is the boss in that situation. Self-importance is running the show. The trouble with self-importance is that it takes a lot of practice of brutal honesty with yourself to even learn to have a feel for it, to recognize it somehow in attendance. That's the dilemma that we all face, is that self-importance hides behind these three things, these three parts that I will mention, and it does it very effectively. So always focus on hunting your own self-importance, because ultimately that's the only valuable hunt, worthy hunt. If you're hunting your mom's self-importance, or your best friends, or your husband or wife. By the way, a husband is a term associated with animal husbandry. It's associated with cattle. So women who are content with calling a male my husband, I'll leave you with that one. Animal husbandry, that's where it comes from. You are admitting that you are cattle that needs husbanding, looking after, like cattle. I'll leave you with that one. Hunt that self-importance in yourself, if you have the guts. It's all too easy to be someone else's bitch. All right? Let's see you stand up and be counted in your own head with dignity and grace. As long as you are saying, he's my husband, ha, there's my husband, you have no idea what kind of black magic you're putting on yourself. You have no clue, just ignorant. But that's a little pro tip from a warrior who advocates that magic is very, very powerful, and you gotta watch out what kind of magic your spells you're putting on yourself. Self-importance is self-inflicted black magic. Once you can really understand this, it will switch you on to the hunt in a way that nothing else will, because self-importance will give you a sense of entitlement. And everyone is finding out just how entitled their life has been now, when those entitlements are being taken away by not the devil, not someone that, but by corporations, big pharma owns your body, owns it. You signed your body away when your parents signed for you something called a birth certificate. I'm giving you little crumbs. If you're wise, you will follow these crumbs right down to the rabbit hole. But if you don't, you don't. It's none of my business, and I don't really care, to be honest. But these are things you must, if you have any shred of dignity left in yourself, any little bit of self-respect left in yourself, you will arm yourself with knowledge. That's the term, arm yourself with knowledge about what kind of world you really live in and who owns your body, really. Self-importance, here, this is a great example of self-importance. Walking around thinking you own your body, whereas the parasite owns your body. It is like walking around with a tapeworm inside your guts, eating you alive slowly over the years and thinking you own your body. You don't own your body. The tapeworm owns your body, and it will eat you alive it takes a few years for the tapeworm to completely eat the body away. Right? That level of self-importance is insanity. And that is why I call it the average man's consensus insanity. Everyone's agreeing to be insane together. Excellent. The first point, if this point is present in you when you are interacting, you can be rest assured that you are acting from self-importance. You're behaving, thinking, speaking, acting out self-importance. You are not acting out your luminous power. You are not acting out your, let's say, divinity. We can use that word. You are acting out your self-importance. The first one, you're in a situation, Christmas dinner, family, blah, 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 first date, whatever else, whatever the hell it is that you find yourself in. And you find that whatever you're talking about has got you to take yourself seriously. As soon as you spot this, and just to spot these 3 points that I'm going to elaborate on, just to remember to spot them is a feat enough. So you've done well if you remember to even spot this, that you are taking yourself way too seriously. All the laughter is gone from that conversation, and you really, there's lots of triggers flying around. You've lost all your sense of humor, your sobriety. You're now totally drunk on your self-importance. That's the first one. No humor left. You are now in the grip of self-importance. You have started taking yourself seriously, which means you think that you are a big shot. You're a big shot. Really? What have you done? What have you done in your life? What have you done in your life? What? You've overtaken countries? What do you do, Mr. Big Shot? What do you do, Miss Big Shot? What do you do? There. Come down from your little pedestal. Step off. You're not worth it. You're not that big a shot. If Michael Jackson takes themselves seriously, or Elvis, or the president, then one could say, well, they're the president, it's Michael Jackson, it's this, it's that. Well, who are you? You've done nothing worth anything in your entire life. And you know what? the ones who have really proved in their life something worth doing, those people, they very rarely will you find those kind of people taking themselves seriously. It's the losers who take themselves seriously. People who are doing nothing, who think this gives them black belt powers. These are the four-finger warriors. These people take themselves seriously. So that's your first tell, that you are sliding down the wrong road, my friend. If you are taking yourself seriously, you started believing your own bullshit. Second point, and these are in order of difficulty of noticing and also doing something about it. It's easy to bring lightness into conversation once you spot like, oh, why is that? Why has it all got so serious? Who do I think I am? Right? Why am I taking my own bullshit so seriously? Then there is a chance that you can laugh about it. You can say, hey guys, just leave this. This is a worthless conversation. I apologize. I became some kind of serious megalomaniac, egomaniac. Hands up, I apologize. Let's talk about some victories. Let's talk about some good stuff. Let's talk about some stuff that is enjoyable to talk about. Okay? Second one, and in gradations of difficulty, this is slightly more difficult to notice and step out of than the previous one, and that is, am I right? This one, humans love it. Humans love being right. Love it. I have not yet found anyone not thoroughly addicted to this one. Completely. A junkie, a real junkie. I am right. But I know I'm right. That's why I'm arguing with you, because I'm right. Coming up like a little stoat. I'm right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm right. But I know I'm right. The Bible says. Or some fucking holy book of yours, or whatever mallet you've got that you bang on to say that I'm right. Again, who are you? You know, if I get into an argument with, I don't know, some really Bruce Lee, and Bruce Lee saying, hey, I'm right, I would say, hey, it's Bruce Lee, man. Bruce, you're always right as far as I'm concerned. I'd happily, right? But who are you? What have you done with your life so far? Who are you? You're nothing. You're nothing. You're nothing. You're nothing. Your body belongs to the state, right? The state comes and steals away most of what you earn. Is called income tax. It's protection money. Who are you? You're worthless and powerless. Who do you think you are? People like you are the ones who walk around going, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. And trying to prove it by dint of words or some fancy philosophical arguments or some fucking book you read. Or nothing that your own thinking isn't your own. You parrot shit out that you heard from YouTube and all sorts of nonsense, and you have these conversations, boring conversations from a boring scripted robot, and you walk around thinking you're right. So this is the second one. Everyone hates to be wrong, especially in public. If you can apologize in public for the need to be right, that's a big achievement. You have more character. You should pat yourself on the back. That is a lot of spine. That takes a lot of character. A lot of good character. Strong character. Every time you're convinced I am right, and you know what the problem with as I am right is? that it convinces you genuinely. You genuinely think I'm right. Oh, but I'm right. I am right. You'll genuinely be convinced, really, from the inside. But it's unfair. I am obviously right. Okay, fine. And what? So what? Still not impressive enough, is it? Tin Man. I am right. Give this one up. Be willing to be wrong. Be willing to be small. Be willing to diminish yourself. Everyone is born wanting to win, just like they are born knowing only life. It is defeat that you must learn to prepare for. It is a quote from an incredible movie called Enter the Dragon. I urge you to take this quote from the internet, write it down, and invest in at least 30 to 60 days of serious contemplation of what this means. What was Bruce Lee trying to say to the world with that quote? What does that quote really mean? It'll do you a world of good. It'll do your self-importance a world of good, contemplating this quote. I had this quote write down in a little, like a placard of and I would carry it around with me. I carried it around with me for almost a year. And I would look at it. And initially the meaning would elude me completely. I was like, I would read it and I know what I'm reading, but I have no idea what it means. It took me a long time and relentless looking within to figure out what this quote really means. So, recapping, am I taking myself too seriously? Am I insisting that I'm right? And the third one, the most difficult one, because it is just nearly impossible to spot this one. And everyone is convinced of this. I harp on about this all the time in my videos. The third one is, are you convinced that you are better than you really are? This one is almost impossible to spot unless you're doing apprenticeship or someone like me comes along and busts this wide open and you can start seeing it. Most people don't have a clue that their entire life is spent pretending to be better than they really are. They don't even have a clue. That's how bad it is for them. That's how terrible it is for the average man's consensus insanity. Everyone is pretending to be better than they really are. And if you can turn this around, it's very difficult. In the heat of the moment, you're having some conversation about the state of the world today or whatever, and it's all very heated up and you're really trying to be right. It's nearly impossible to remember whether you are pretending to be better than you really are. If you can figure that out, that's great. That's very good clarity. But if you can't, assume it. Assume that you are pretending to be better than you really are. Just assume it. It's the safest assumption you will ever make in your life. Simply assume, hey, I'm pretending to be better than I really am. Hey, I'm probably convinced that I'm right. A lot of times even that you just won't be able to see it. Or I must be taking myself far too seriously. Where's the laughter? See, that's why the first one, you can have life evidence very quickly. You can see, oh, there's no life evidence of any Ha 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 ha. Teeth being shown by anyone in this conversation for the last 5 minutes. Problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. Right? High quality energy is not present anymore. Of course, you may be having a serious conversation with your friend about something they felt or you felt, and you're just hashing things out. And we're not talking about that. We're talking about these inane, nonsensical, matrix conversations about the state of the world, or what she did, or he did, and he said, and she said. My mother is like this. Is all of that shit that you get into. When you're going to talk to your friends, you're going to talk about the boys. It's always the fucking boys, isn't it? The boys. And when you're going to get with your pals, it's the girls. You're always going to talk about the girls. Those conversations what I'm talking about. You've already lowered yourself to a pitiable state of affairs. At least make use of it by hunting your own self-importance. You should, better that you should have zipped your lip and shut up. By the way, that brings us to our next point, which is all of this will only be possible when you have sacrificed one thing. Can you guess what it is? You have sacrificed listening. There's more blah blah and less listening going on from you. That is why this video is even being made. So as soon as you spot one of these, your job is to shut up. Shut up. It's really whatever you can possibly, conceivably ever say in your life, it's not interesting. Really, it's just not. Just shut up, listen. You will learn a lot more, you will grow quicker, and you will save a lot of energy. The energy will not convert into stupidity so easily for you. Learn to listen. It is the greatest inoculation to self-importance that warriors know. Shut your gob, listen. Ask questions, then listen. Ask another question, and listen. By the way, learn the art of asking open-ended questions. What is an open-ended question? For example, we used to play this game when I was younger. I want to find out if a lady is single or she's with someone. I want to find that out. And you can ask, one can go up to that lady and ask, are you single? It's a very stupid way of going about it. Rather, an open-ended question. You go up to her, good evening. Is your husband around? Is your boyfriend around? Whatever the lingo is for you. Or you don't ask a straight question, are you with someone? Or you can ask something like, may I have a chat with whoever you're with? Or anything. Suddenly that person will go, oh, I'm with no one. Okay, they've given you the information. It's a very crude example, really. But open-ended questions. Listen. Learn the art of listening. You'll be much better off. With this, remember this combination and remember what got sacrificed to get you to that place where there's no laughter. You're busy, beating the hammer of I am right, all the while pretending that you are better than you really are, right? So give up the habit of the naked emperor, become sober, and listen. Listen more. Ask questions. But you know why you don't ask questions? Because you're not interested, are you? You're not really interested in anyone else apart from yourself. That's why you don't ask questions. I know, because I used to be like that. I would never ask questions. I'd just go off on one about me and my big opinions. Nowadays, I make money off of my opinions, but at least I say to people, look, it's all nonsense. It's totally just nonsense. And at least I clear the air that way, and it's up to people if they want to take it and make use of it. With that, let me know in the comments what you think of this video. Walk in freedom. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.